The following is a transcript of a conversation between Matías De Stefano, referred to as me, and his higher self, referred to as I am. Me. Yesterday, when we started to release what was hidden in our throats, the unsaid, I could recognize that there was a lot of hate trapped in me. Many people with whom I could not talk or close the communication, people by whom I felt betrayed, and those who surely felt betrayed by me. But because I always consult with you or my guides, who make me see the purpose in everything, the logic and forgiveness, the letting go, I never said what I felt. It was as if, by becoming aware, it took me to silence, and even though I was aware, the energy was accumulating just the same, generating hatred. I am. Because in the eagerness to moralize and spiritualize consciousness, you forget that it is not human. Consciousness cannot be measured by ethical parameters, but by energetic parameters. Consciousness does not conform to your beliefs of what it is, but you conform to what consciousness drives. You must think of consciousness as a kind of compass that guides you in a chaotic world. When the currents of the unconscious make you lose your way in the gigantic ocean of the subconscious, it is the consciousness that guides you. And a compass is very simple. It has a positive magnetic charge and a negative one. The positive will line up with the positive charge at the North Pole, so you won't get lost. You'll always know where you are. And knowing where you're going has nothing to do with how much stuff you're carrying in the boat you're on. Perhaps the weight that is there makes your trip very slow and even risks submerging you. Having a clear look at the destination does not mean that you cannot sink in the attempt to reach it. Me, I understand. So I can be perfectly aware of things, even if I don't know how to manage them. Maybe I should throw some things that weigh me down to the bottom of the ocean. I am. Hee hee, very graphic. So graphic that it's very bad. Me. Because? I am. Because you are a navigator who carries a merchandise, be it seeds, goods, gold, toward a destination. The weight you carry with you will mean the speed at which you move through the current. The higher the load, the lower the speed. The lower the load, the higher the speed. What does having lost the north have to do with the weight you carry? Me, none. I am. Then why do you think that to find it you have to throw something to the bottom of the ocean? Throwing merchandise into the ocean to get there faster is what most people tend to do. Hide the weight they cannot manage in the subconscious so they can move faster and reach a safe port as soon as possible. The problem here will be that you will arrive light, yes, but without resources. You will arrive poor. And here you will see the great human error, to believe that being conscious is to make the process faster. And no, it is not. Being aware is going slower, but knowing where I'm going. To be unconscious is to have lost the north and even believe that in order to escape faster from the current, you have to throw heavy things overboard. Me, sure. It happens to all of us now that I think about it. The desperation of being aware becomes like a kind of comparative race to see who is more aware, and it is considered that whoever heals more things from the past or leaves them behind will arrive faster. I am. The issue is that when a merchant of consciousness arrives at the port with nothing to sell, he must navigate the same path again where he will find the same routes, the same ports of raw material, the same people. Hey, you here again? They will tell you. Repeating history. What is it that makes you return again and again to the old ports instead of growing in your own? Me, having left many things unworked along the way. I am. So it wasn't a question of getting there quickly, but of redistributing the weight within the ship. Because what for you now is a burden will be the basis of what will enrich you when you reach your destination. Like when after a crisis you find the solution, and the joy of having overcome it is greater than what your natural state would be without having gone through it. Me. For example, if I hadn't gone through all these years of failures with the YOSOY project, today I wouldn't be able to do it as I should and in balance with myself. I am. Exactly. You had to pass it on. You just had to reorder what you brought with you. And perhaps some of those things that you bring with you are a weight that you cannot tolerate, like the one that hurts in your chest and seeks to come out through your throat. Me. It is always related to the same regret, that love so strong and great that I felt, frustrated in such a short time by third parties. And because I understood from consciousness what was happening, I could never truly express what my body needed to say, and it accumulated like pain, which became hate. I am. That weight, then, is an energy that you must transform, but not deny for moral reasons. This does not mean that you carry hatred against certain people, but that you have accumulated energy in yourself that you no longer need. Hate is in you, and it is called lack of love. So this long process of navigation should serve you to meditate on the loads you carry on your ship, and when you arrive at the port where your conscience guides you, use that merchandise for a purpose, letting it go, enriching yourself in the process of its delivery. Me. And for this, I must let go of the belief that this weight is what prevents me from reaching the port of consciousness. It's a matter of patience. I am. Oh yes, of course. As long as no pirates show up. Me. Oof! More stuff? I am. Always. On your journey as a navigator, you will come across many ships, and the normal thing is to be alert to everything that will appear, especially those who want to live from the resources that you have obtained. That is what you feel in your chest. Me. The pain I feel, that pressure. I am. It's your ship protecting itself. When you opened your heart that time, you opened it like you had never done before, wide open, letting yourself be free, sensitive, without measuring the consequences. And in that state, you received the worst of attacks, the most precious treasure that you had found on your travels and that you hoped to share with everyone when you arrived at your destination was unexpectedly taken from you in the middle of the celebration of having found it. This robbery left you helpless, vulnerable. It suddenly made your whole body start to protect itself. Thus, the sternum tensed, pressing the gland of the thymus, and with it, also the heart. All the people who throughout their lives experience emotional thefts, invasions in their lives, the attack of intruders, strangers, or the corruption of those close to them, unexpected betrayals, all this stresses more and more the bow of the ship, which in your body is the chest, the sternum. This bone in the center of your chest is the one that opens the way, the one that breaks the waves as you walk, and the side timbers that make up the port and starboard of your ship are the ribs. The treasures are found in your heart, lungs, and thymus. There is the sigh of the wind, the candle, and the treasures and riches, whether they are nutrients, globules, blood, are found in the sacred chest of your heart. And on the chest, the protective bags that cover him from the eyes of thieves, and from the rain and from all external damage, the thymus. Me. The thymus gland is the one that defends my treasure? I am. When the sacred that lives in you is threatened by external conflicts, the body itself opts for a natural and unconscious posture that leads you to protect your chest. Have you noticed? Me. Yeah, snuggle up, cross your arms over your chest. I am. This position is natural because the brain and each cell seeks to protect the heart, since it is thanks to it that the blood cells, nutrients, and oxygen circulate and everything works. The same thing happens inside. The thymus is the gland that protects and surrounds the heart, taking care of the whole body, and it does so by generating hormones and cells that give life to the immune system. From before birth until adolescence, the thymus fulfills a primary function in your body, defending it from all external threats, viruses, bacteria, diseased cells. It is the center of maximum defense of the body, making all other organs feel safe and stable. It is the battle shield and sword. Me. That is, if biologically this gland defends me from what threatens the balance of my body, energetically it is also the gland that defends me from emotional threats, interpreting that those who betray me, steal, corrupt, harm, are those viruses, bacteria, and cancer cells. I am. That's right. The pirates on your ship are those who threaten the safety of your treasure on the slow journey to consciousness. When these pirates get on board, the ship stops, weighs more, and the battle is fought. This weight is equivalent to the void they will leave when they leave. Nonsense that makes you lose the logic of reaching the port. And he makes you go back, damaged. That weight of the mess that they leave in you can turn into hatred if you are not capable of putting it in order. You decided to carry that cargo and risk your ship being attacked. Me. But I don't understand. Why does everyone talk about this center, the thymus, as the seat of the energy of unconditional love. Shouldn't it be a chakra that expands me instead of closing me? I am. The immune system does not destroy viruses at first. It integrates them. What it does is absorb and interpret them. By integrating them, it turns them into antibodies and uses their very genetic base to attack them. It's the same stuff vaccines are made from. Vaccines are not made from magical solutions against viruses. They are made from the virus itself. What they do is that your immune system recognizes the virus, so when it comes, it will not affect you. Me. I think I know where you're going. I am. What I'm referring to is that the thymus doesn't close in the face of threats. On the contrary, it incorporates them, recognizes them, assimilates them, so that later they become a tool. There is no need to destroy or defend against anything. I simply use the enemy's own strength to turn it into my potential without defeating the enemy. Like one of those insects that dresses in bright colors, black and red, announcing, "Be careful, I can be poisonous." They don't kill anyone. They accept that others lead their lives, and they protect themselves by recognizing the other. Unconditionality implies not imposing myself on others, not becoming a pirate. It implies being and letting be. But to learn to let be, I must first learn to be, to take advantage of myself. Thus I understand that I transform freely, surpassing myself. That's called love. The damage to the immune system is a lack of personal respect. It is a lack of self-love, of respecting the inner power by giving vitality to the other. When you get sick, it is often said to have low defenses. The same thing we say when we seek to let ourselves be loved. Lower defenses. The biological body seeks to defend itself, to fend for itself. Those who do not have self-love seek it in others, at the same time that they protect themselves from others, leading to immune conflicts. Me. How can I open my heart to unconditional love and still protect myself without falling into protectionism? I am. Look at your posture. Do you feel? There are two extreme positions. The one who sticks out his chest by throwing his shoulders back is always ready to do battle and defend himself from everything around him. He who curves his back, letting his shoulders fall towards his chest, is afraid, protects himself from the world by denying the world, hurt by the attacks and the weight of it. Educating the posture of the body changes the way in which the organs act and modifies their hormonal functioning, thus generating a range of different emotions. Try to think about how you feel and try to put your back straight, shoulders naturally at the sides, chest firm but not out, but high. This will help you relax the sternum, taking pressure off the thymus and thus freeing the heart. Me. Defense and unconditional love. Well, they are related in a very strange way. Symbiotic. I am. The only way to find peace is having recognized the war, the battles you have given. You will not know what it is to forgive without first having been attacked. You will not know what it is to be unconditional without first having experienced the conditions. You will not recognize freedom without first having felt oppression. And to take the first step, stop putting pressure on your chest. Stretch it. Make it sound, crunch. Take a deep breath, filling your lungs like never before. Hold the air as long as you can, and exhale very gently until you deflate completely. Remember, consciousness is the compass, but the weight you carry depends on you. Do not rush. Recognize each of the precious goods that you carry on your boat. Distribute the weight. Wisely guard the most valuable, and when you see the pirates, you'll know how to act. Me. So first of all, I have to stop believing that consciousness is the goal when it is only the compass. Second, I must recognize that I should not be in a hurry to get there, because by going step by step, I can better recognize the riches that I possess. And I must not defend myself from the world, but strengthen myself to cross the world, accepting the destinies of each. I am. So, free your heart from your sorrow. Release the unspoken words, recognizing that you do not have to lose strength defending yourself from the attacks you have received, But you must make yourself stronger. Look straight ahead and firmly, recognizing that your greatest shield is love and your sword is unconditionality. Me. I open my arms. I release the tension. I honor my thymus for protecting me all this time. And now I allow him to shine, showing him that instead of defending myself in a biological or emotional battle, I must expand and be more than the viruses and bacteria. I am. Many pandemics have lived this humanity, and this year more than ever, several of them have joined you. Your immune system is alert, trying to defend you from a virus, but also from a social, political, ideological, spiritual virus. Pandemic comes from the word pandemonium, which translates to all the hell. When the evils are released, the thymus has two ways of acting. From the unconscious, he will seek to defend himself by counterattacking, fighting, or from consciousness, he will seek to rise above the evils, radiating, transcending, seeing beyond the conflict, and assimilating the learning. Me. I will opt for the second way. I am. So, dare to see beyond the love and hate you have felt. Stand above the actors and actresses of this theater of the heart, and contemplate the logic. The real problem of this humanity is not the pandemic that stalks it, but the inability to rise above it and to open the heart. Open your heart. Me, I am ready to strengthen myself, and my greatest strength is love.